All right, so here's the alternative for the leave it. Okay, I'm not gonna say this is what I do. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying this is what you can do for the leave it, because again, I want to be able to give you alternatives. I want you to be able to make your own choice, your own educated choice on how you proceed with your dog. And like we've always said, there are multiple ways to train your dog with whatever you want to do morally, if you're okay with corrections, if you're not okay with corrections, or whatever works best for you. You know, maybe you can hit the timing right with the corrections and you're looking for an alternative. So whatever works best. So I'm just giving you as many options as possible. If you want to use both, use both. If you don't want to, if you prefer this way versus another way, go for it. There's no right or wrong. The only right or wrong is if the dog understands it or if it doesn't. Okay, so with this one, got no leash on Ava, 0 at all. The only thing I'm going to do is distract her with my own presence and my own voice and steer away from whatever I want her to go from. So it's kind of I don't want to say fear-based, because I don't want her to be afraid of whatever I'm telling her to leave it. I'm just trying to distract her to get her away from whatever it is and reward her by myself. One thing I didn't mention in the prior video, which I think I wrote in the description, but I'll go ahead and say it here, is when you reward, the biggest thing is you don't want the reward and then go back to what you originally left it. I know in the video when I released her or rewarded her, I released her with the reward, which was the ball. But that's because it's a fucking ball. But if it was something else, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that today with this one. Just go ahead and I just want to clarify, reward her with something other than what you want them to leave it for. Because the last thing you want to do with the leave it is they leave it and then you say, okay, and they go back and get into whatever you just priorly wanted them to avoid. So go ahead and start with this one, and again, I'll always walk you through it. Okay, so just show you a couple. Got them both here, so let's see what she does. All right, so first hand for up. Leave it. Yes, good girl. Leave it. Drop it. Leave it. Yes, good girl. Gonna go ahead and mention and say I do not have my boot on, so my foot is probably gonna hurt like a motherfucker during all this, but because I'm selfless, I want to give you the best value possible. I'm taking one for the team here, okay? Leave it. Nope. Okay. Leave it. Nope. Go ahead. Leave it. Yes, good girl. Okay, so with this one, as you saw a couple of times, the timing of it, because there's literally nothing to pull her back on, she may be getting the object more times than not. So with the correction with the lead, literally you're tugging her away from the object. So you saw a couple of times with the errors with the lead is when she still got the object. With this time, more times than not, she's still got the ball. But the point is to call her off any shape, way, or form, and you literally are getting her attention by running away from that object and building up more momentum into another object that you're throwing away from the opposite direction of which you want her to leave it from. So, for instance, throw the ball, call her off, running away, throw the other one, and you're rewarding her away, okay? Leave it. Yes, good girl. Come. Bruce. girl. So there may be a little bit more errors with this one. You may have to be a little bit more patient, but over time, she'll start getting it, okay? Keep doing more. Out. Ah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ah. Yes, good girl. So if she gets the object, even though you called her off, just want to be thorough here. You do not reward her, even if she drops it because she sees you have something else. You do not reward her because she did not break off of that original object, okay, or the original toy. Out. Yes. Ah. Yes. Good girl. Ah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ah. Motion creates emotion. So again, running away from what I want her to, because again, with the or like we said yesterday, the intensity of which you deliver that message, you want them to immediately get away. So by hopefully, even though their back is turned, with the way you're delivering it, and if they actually stop and hear you and see you running the opposite direction, they will want to follow you versus what they want. Yep. Ah. Yes. Up. Ah. Yes, good girl. Ah. Sit. Yes. So I'm going to clean these up a little bit to the point where, again, it's hit or miss. This is why I like the leash better. This is just me. But again, just giving you an alternative. So you got to be more patient. You got to understand there's going to be more leeway with the dog if they get it. Oh well. I would always suggest start further away. So there's greater distance between the dog and that object. And then as they get the game, you can start letting the dog get inching a little closer to that object before you break away and turn them away. Because the closer they get to that object, it's going to be harder for them to break away and turn around unless they, one, understand it, or two, if there's a correction like a leash, okay? But, like yesterday, I tell you there's a full picture with them. So again, if you want to have them plot by you or sit by you, this way is how you reward it, okay? That you got to break away. They got to say, you know, come back, sit, and then reward. Go for it. Yep. Ah, come here. Sit. Yes. Stand left. Hit. Ah. Left. Yes. So break it up like I've always said, get creative. You can throw it, have them call it off, and to a left or a front, and to a focus heel, and then release. So this way you're just building more duration and being able to build other movements into your own, just making it your own, okay? But as you saw countless times today with this version, you gotta be okay with them making mistakes. It is what it is. It's part of the game because there is no form of correction other than your voice, and hopefully they get what you're trying to say. So in terms of the length of them getting it, may take a little bit longer. So just be okay with that. Ah, come here. Drop. Ah. Legs. Front. Right. Yes. Do one more, but you understand the game at this point. Yes. I just said yes on that one because of, you can see she's getting it over and over because I've caught her off so many times. She's hesitant to go to the ball that she is actually supposed to go to. Instead, she's coming to me because she knows she has the ball. So if that's the case, one, either hide the ball better, so stick it in your shirt. You should have another ball or treat or toy on you, but just make sure they don't see it. I know I'm doing a poor job of that, so you can either stick it under your shirt, put it in your pocket, do whatever, or you just start getting it more random, so this way they don't get the game that's over and over, because they're just going to eventually not go to that object. And because I'm actually wanting to work on her retrieve, her breaking and not going to that object and just coming back to me is kind of skewing, but I know I'm going to skew her a little bit just for this exercise, so it is what it is. Out. Okay, come. Come here. Yes. Come. Come here. Come here. Look. Come. Sit. Left. No, no, yeah. Sit. Go get. No. Sit. Stand. No, stand. Plus. Stand. No, stand. Right. Yes. No. Plus. Yep. No. Come here. No. Leave it. Left. Plus. Yes. So there you have it, just another alternative. No correction, it's all verbal. So you're gonna really have to be patient with it. You're gonna have to understand the dog's gonna make mistakes, and it may take longer for them to get it, so that's why I preferred one with the corrections. However, I know how some people feel about corrections, so this is an alternative, and that's what I wanna give, so hopefully some value in it, and hope for the best. So good luck, play with it, enjoy it, see what works best for you and your dog. Good luck, done.